And welcome back to Lantern Corps today on the 8th of February. So, Nathan Drake is a very interesting character, brought to you by the greatest ever who suggested this one. He falls into a very weird spectrum of characters. He's clearly ultimately a good guy. Like, he's a treasure hunter, fortune and glory kid, all that. But he's he's not necessarily greedy is the thing. But he's also not necessarily the best guy either, because he'll do some shady stuff if he has to, but he does it with a jovial smile, tries to keep his good attitude and all that. So it's weird to do a character like this for a Lantern Corps video. Let me get out of the way a bunch of them I don't think he's going to qualify for. He's not a Black Lantern, as he's never actually died, as far as I know. He's not really a White Lantern, although he does live life to his fullest to some degree, so I guess you could make the argument, admittedly. But he's also not against killing people, so that kind of hurts him a little bit in that regard. I don't see him as a Lantern of Hope either. Not because he can't instill hope or carry hope, it just doesn't seem like the trait that really defines him very much. I don't see him as a Fear or a Rage Lantern. He's clearly not a character who harbors that kind of emotion with him, nor do people hear his name and say, "It is Nathan Drake, oh no." It's like, yeah, that's right, you know it. It's Nathan Drake. Yeah, what are you going to do? No, he's not a Fear Lantern. Nor is he a guy who's just blinded by his rage. Which really just leaves us with will, avarice, compassion, and love. Compassion, I mean, he's got compassion, sure, but most people have compassion on some level. I wouldn't say that's his defining trait. So that leaves us with the last three. Now, I didn't actually get the Lantern Ring. I didn't get the Star Sapphires up here, and there's a reason I actually didn't. Which I'll talk about in a little bit. I've got to now probably think about where I'm getting the images now from, because the general site I get my images from decided to do an update and change the images that represented the Lantern Corps rings. And so first and foremost, willpower's got to be on the description. He overcomes great fear quite a bit, fighting against the odds. So yeah, that's the right one. Green Lantern. You'll notice this is not the image I normally use. Normally, I've been going to, I think it was one of the fandom sites or something like that, and they had the images right there, so that's why I always pulled up. But apparently, they don't do that no more. So this is what I had on call at the moment. I'm gonna have to go look around and find some other images to use in their stead, because I'm not relying on this image going forward. Green, I think, is a reasonable option. This very tiny one right here is Avarice. So Avarice, I think, is a very unique case here. Nathan himself isn't really that greedy, from what I can tell. It's not like he has an insatiable need to just consume and gain wealth, power, all that. He's a treasure hunter, yes, but it's more to a goal. He does want to get rich, sure, but I don't see him as someone who falls in the category of greed or avarice, really. It's more the thrill of it than anything else. Yeah, he has an ultimate goal, and he doesn't seem to really want to stop either, but I don't know if he can qualify that under greed or avarice, really. This one's kind of up in the air. The one I didn't put here was the Star Sapphires. And that's because I don't know if love is what really motivates him. I know he does settle down in the games to some degree, but I don't know if that's really what kind of drove him ultimately, and what still drives him at that point. And I'm willing to bet he's still a treasure hunter and all that, even in his life. So I guess Will would be the best candidate here. Like I said, I just don't see Avarice as a very good core for him, but not impossible given his own nature. And Sapphire only makes sense if everything he's been doing has been out of love, and if what he still does is out of love. And I don't know if it is or not, so I guess I would just go green. But I think there's at least an argument to be made for Avarice, maybe for love. The other ones I don't see them working. Unfortunately, he's not angry enough to be the Rage Lantern. He doesn't strike anywhere near enough fear to be a Fear Lantern. He's clearly got compassion, but it's clearly overridden by other emotions. So compassion's out of the equation. Hope is a weird one. You can make an argument he carries a lot of hope with him and faith because he's been especially if we look at the movie, which obviously is based off the game but its own story. It's clear he's held on to a lot of hope and faith about his brother and fighting Magellan's lost treasure, or what all the other scenarios he's been in. Plus, people have to put their faith in him, whether or not it's rightfully so done or it's worth it. Who knows? But I suppose you could make the argument of hope. I suppose I would probably stick with Will. That's probably where I'd stick. That's just my opinion, though. Let me know in the comments below if you feel different. If you do, that's cool. We are more than capable of having a civil conversation as adults. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.